Trent is confirmed to be leaving. He had his little farewell. Liverpool, I love you.
Not enough though.
Genuinely, if anyone hates on him for leaving, I think they are just don't understand sport. Trent has won everything with Liverpool. He wants to go to his dream club of Real Madrid. There is nothing wrong with that.
But why is Real Madrid his dream club?
That's what. Why the fuck is United your dream club? You're not from England.
What?
Why is United your favorite club?
Well, I mean, for less of a reason than Trent is a boyhood Liverpool fan.
It's
Trent
just-
is a boyhood Liverpool fan, just like Steven Gerrard was
Yeah.
and everything. And yes, like we can get into the debate that like, oh,
There's no
like,
debate,
What does he owe Liverpool
There's
at
no
this point?
debate.
Like he doesn't owe Liverpool anything.
exactly.
Sure. But I'm just like,
What do you mean why? Why do people want to go to the Lakers? Why do people want to go to the Yankees? Because it's the biggest organization. He's done everything. He's regarded as maybe the best Premier League right back in history. He's won multiple Premier League titles, won a Champions League. He's done everything for the club. He's given everything for them.
yes, it's his choice. It's completely his choice. I just question why he wants that choice.
Because for his career's sake, this is the most logical move. I've said this before. He has the opportunity of becoming the best right back of all time. He seriously does. He has been the best right back in the history of the Premier League for some people. Certainly to me, because I don't think we've seen a right back with his technical quality and his ability to impact a game as much
Since
as
Hector Bellerin, bro.
What the fuck was that?
fuck?
Lad.
He
No,
was
but
next up, though.
there,
Anyway.
we haven't seen a right back with the ability to impact a game as much as Trent Alexander-Arnold in the Premier League ever. That's simple. By going to Real Madrid, he has that opportunity of becoming the best right back of all time because he will be doing it on the biggest stage for the biggest team of all time, for the team that probably will win the most Champions League within the next 10 years. It's as simple as that. He has the best chance to elevate his career by going to Real Madrid, and that's exactly what he's doing. And the people that are hating on him, they're only Liverpool fans because they want him to stay. Obviously, he's a boyhood Liverpool fan, and
They have a right to be mad.
there's an emotional attachment there
and
for
they have
sure.
a right to be mad.
But if you take the bias out and you
Yes.
look at it from a career move, from a career standpoint, from his individual standpoint, it makes sense. It makes absolute sense. And I
Perfect sense.
personally think that the Liverpool fans should be happy for him.
Agreed. He's given him everything.
I would be happy for him too. Like I'll make that clear. Like I'm just trying to play devil's advocate as to why like Trent being a boyhood Liverpool fan for being there for 20 plus years would want to leave at that point. If this was Liverpool of like a couple of seasons ago where they were struggling for top 4 and he was a big fish in a small pond and Liverpool looked miles off it and the Arne Slot project didn't work and they didn't look like they were going to be challenging for Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, any of that for the upcoming years, then I would completely understand this move. As a Liverpool fan, why I would be looking at this with a little bit of sadness, it's kind of like the Kawhi situation with Toronto. You have such a promising situation that you're in currently. You have a star new manager who just came in and revitalized your entire team. You have young pieces around you who look spectacular as well. You have arguably the best player on the planet this season. You have means to replace that star player once he does move on, even though he's getting up there in age. You have pieces that could create Premier League winners, Champions League winners for years and years and years to come. Still, genuinely, I do believe that not as much as you would at Real Madrid, of course, but also at Real Madrid, you're not going to be anywhere near the reason or lauded as much as you would be at Liverpool, even if you win a couple of more trophies than you would in Merseyside, what have you. I just question that Trent, being a Liverpool fan, losing to Madrid specifically so much over the years in 2018, 2022, I think 2021 as well in the quarters, or round of 16,
They beat them this year.
Yeah.
You're looking so far into this, dude.
I just question why. Like
It's
you
purely-
say take the bias out of it. I say why doesn't Trent have that bias himself?
Because he doesn't want to.
It's
his
purely
life.
a name thing.
You
You're
say
playing-
Liverpool fans will be looking at it with bias, but
They
Trent's
can
a
be
Liverpool
mad.
fan
Yeah,
too.
but they can be mad. But from a neutral perspective, like Antoine said, you can't look at this other than a move that will help him and his career and what he wants to do. Also, it's his fucking career. He can do what the fuck he wants. Now, if he didn't win the Premier League, if he didn't win the Champions League with Liverpool, then we can have a conversation about it truly being a snake job, truly having bad blood whilst he left to go to Real Madrid.
That's another good side
but
to
he's
look at it from.
done everything.
It's a great point.
True. That's
It is
a great point as well.
You're playing for Real Madrid. That's the end of the argument. You're playing for the best team of all time. You can say that you've played for that club. You've worn that shirt. I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Even with all the excitement surrounding the Liverpool project and everything that's been going on with extending all their best players, Van Dijk, Salah, all this, and they just won the Premier League. There's hype for the Champions League next year. All this, even with all this, I seriously think that the best move for him is Real Madrid. But I see where I kind of see where you're coming from. Like you were making sense.
I think it's the easy option. I think it is the easy
I
option.
think
Like
easy
say
option staying at Liverpool. No?
like no, I think the much harder option is staying at Liverpool. I think say if Mbappe went to Arsenal last summer, that's the harder option. That's you might not win as many trophies as you will at Real Madrid, but you know what? Those trophies that you do win are going to mean so much more to your career and the fans that love you if you do make success with Arsenal. Just like if Trent keeps winning at Liverpool, he would go down as the greatest Liverpool player of all time, even above Steven Gerrard, even above Mo Salah, even above all these players. He would be Mr. Liverpool. The statue would be built if it's not being built already. I think like it shows like, I don't want to say a lack of ambition, but like you're not challenging yourself as much going to Real Madrid. That's plain and simple.
Why?
I don't think you
Why?
are. I
Why
think
not?
if you're going to Real Madrid, you're having so much more help than you are at Liverpool. Like if I think both teams have the talent on a good day to make it far in the Champions League and win league titles, but it's going to be a much harder challenge at Liverpool doing that because you're going to be such a bigger piece of that puzzle. You're going to be relied on way more. You're going to be like if he's not doing well at Real Madrid, yeah, it'll be important, but like he's not going there as
one of the biggest problems. Sorry to cut you. One of the biggest problems this season for Real Madrid was the fact that Dani Carvajal got injured and they didn't have a right back. That is probably one of the biggest reasons why they've underperformed because they've had to play Valverde at right back and not in the midfield position that he thrives in. Yes, he's done a great job at right back for Real Madrid, but you're saying that it's a safer choice going to Real Madrid. I don't think it is. They just lost in the Champions League. They're low-key crumbling. Like, this has been an embarrassing season for Real Madrid. We've spoken about it many, many times. Their manager's leaving. They don't know who's going to be their manager next season. They don't know what system they're going to play. I think Trent is going to play a very, very big part for Real Madrid. He's going to be a very big piece of their puzzle because specifically we look at this year and the biggest piece of the puzzle that was missing is that right back spot.
How many players have we seen go to Real Madrid and just take such a step down because I've made it? How many, like, I understand the pressure that will be on Trent and the expectations that Real Madrid will have. Of course, I fucking understand that. But I just wonder if he is going to Real Madrid just to say that he has been a Real Madrid player. Like he has.
Do you have name examples?
Eden Hazard went from literally the best player, one of the best players on the planet in 2019, world at his feet, goes to Real Madrid. What do we all think? He's going to be amazing.
Starts well, gets injured.
Gets fat.
Gets injured, and then fat. Gets injured first, and then fat.
How many times did he promise to Real Madrid fans, next season I'm going to get myself together?
Sure, 100%.
But
100%.
when he was playing for Real Madrid, yeah, we saw glimpses of talent, but he did not apply himself in the way that you should as a Real Madrid player. That's just true. And I think he even admitted himself later in interviews, now that he's retired, that like you go to Real Madrid, there's not a step above that. You're at the peak of the mountain. You're at the top of the world. There's no higher perch in football than being at Real Madrid. Certain guys, like we've seen so many times in history, go to Real Madrid and just be at Real Madrid.
So
They'll win a couple league titles, but they'll go through the motions. They won't be the best versions of themselves.
You don't think they'll want to have that? They're going to have that hunger of
Players
bringing
do.
the La Liga back,
Sometimes
the Champions League back.
Sometimes you're a Ronaldo. Sometimes you're the other Ronaldo, and you're not your best self when you're at Real Madrid. Maybe sometimes the pressure. Maybe sometimes it's as simple as like you get your own private room at the training ground. You get your own BMW. Like these are luxuries that we don't talk about being at like any other team in the world. But like you're treated like a king in football because that's what you are as a Real Madrid player. That's what you are. And it's so easy to fall into a cycle of acceptance. And like Trent, I'm I'm just not sure.
I think you're looking a little bit too far into it. Just a little bit.
And
I
you,
just-
like,
I-
you just have to let it happen.
Like, this is a great career move.
And if maybe you'll be right. And
If you'll be right, then
A
all,
couple
hey, all
years.
props to you.
It's given me. I don't want to step over the line trying to take assumptions about his character, what have you. But to me, it's giving some signs of lack of ambition.
I disagree.
Me too.
And
So we can move
maybe
on,
in a
because we've
year
been
or
on this
two's
for a while,
time,
but
Trent will be a little bit chubby. Maybe he'll be a little bit complacent.
I don't get
Because that's
this
what
from
Real
you.
Madrid did. Going to Real Madrid, a lot of players fall into complacency.
they get
That's
chubby?
what it is.
Yeah, I don't.
they
I
get
don't.
chubby?
I don't really get.
Loki,
this.
Mbappe was chubby before going to Real Madrid. Now he's kind of back in shape.
Really? No.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway,
Look at the Galacticos of old, right? David Beckham, Roberto Carlos, R9 Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Raul, Kaká. All of these guys have gone to Real Madrid with the world at their feet. The best version of themselves have gone to Real Madrid. Oh my God! Imagine the version of Kaká we're gonna get at Real Madrid.
And it disappointed like crazy. That's true.
but that's also just.
For as many CR7s, there are R9s.
But that's also to a testament of like just. It's not always about the best players; it's about the team as a whole. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
it's always about the team as a whole.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it's not just about individuals, which is always what Real Madrid has done because they buy the best individuals, and of course that has made good teams.
I genuinely.
But- You know what I mean? It's not always about just the individual. That's why Juan Soto doesn't win the Mets the pennant this year. It's why Connor
Sure.
McDavid.
Sure.
It's why
Sure.
Connor
Sure, man.
It's why Connor McDavid doesn't win the Oilers the Stanley Cup every year.
Sure.
It's why Messi hasn't won the La Liga or the Champions League or the World Cup every time he's played in them.
LeBron's one chip with Cleveland means
Yeah.
way more than his two with Miami,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And LeBron went to Miami. LeBron went to the Lakers. LeBron's a Cleveland kid.
And he was hated, for
Where-
those
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
championships
Is he
outside
hated
of
right
it.
now? Is he hated right now?
No, he's not.
Because
when
he
went
went back because he made amends
Yes.
for not winning the title with his hometown.
Yes.
Already done. 3 times. 3 separate times. Premier League, Champions League, Premier League. Beat the best City team of all time. That best era of
Yeah.
City teams of all time. Won the Champions League before City ever did it. And won the Premier League this season. Trent, farewell. Have a great life.
Don't get fat.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say I had to look this up. He does have a girlfriend now,
Okay.
but we know Trent has gone in some extracurricular
yeah.
activities.
What was it? Maya Jama? Or what was it?
Her
Was it
name's
her?
Estelle. I don't
No,
know.
it was.
I don't know.
I
She-
remember.
know
It was
you're
Jude. It was Jude.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
Apparently, Maya Jama is dating Ruben Diaz now.
That's what it is. It's Ruben Diaz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ruben Dias.
Ruben Diaz.
Benfiquista.
All right.